Well, I think it's going to be absolutely immense. Ultimately, it's going to take some time, I think, to build up. One of the things that's really been impressed on me here is just the amount of reliance that we have on regulatory behavior and some of the compliance issues that need to be sorted out in order to really realize the full benefit of that market. But I think it's going to be absolutely massive, and it's super exciting. Yeah, well, it's super interesting to us. We've been in the gambling market literally since our inception. It was the first market that we played in way back in 2004. And so we have an enormous sector of the gambling market worldwide. We've got customers in over 53 countries. The U.S. is relatively new for us because there simply wasn't very much activity here for us to play in, especially since we focus on the online environment, right? So we're really excited about it, and really mostly because we can bring all of the experience that we've had over that 14 years to bear on a market that I don't think really has a lot of understanding necessarily of all of the risks and challenges that they're going to face as they go online. I don't think it's very hard at all. I think because of the newness of this market, I think because of the excitement that is you can see all around you here at this conference, I don't think it's very hard to be an innovator at all. There are challenges for sure, like I said, trying to sort out the regulatory environment, what's really going to be allowed, what's not allowed, and being able to plan around that and actually develop around that. That's a big challenge. But almost anything that you do is going to be an innovation here, and I think there's so many opportunities, and you see all of the available data that's going to be coming online, and the partnerships that are going to be available for folks who really execute on that well. I think it's going to be relatively easy to stand out as an innovator if you execute well. I've already mentioned, the regulatory issues. I won't comment too much on that. From our perspective, I think the biggest issue is really going to be around recognizing where the risks are to the business operationally. And I hear a lot of discussion of risk in general here, but it means something entirely different to the operators that don't have the experience outside of the U.S. Risk, portrays itself in a lot of different ways. There are a lot of different vectors of risk that this industry nascently here just doesn't have the experience with, and so there's going to be a painful learning curve, I think, for that. We hope to certainly help in smoothing out that curve a little bit, but I think it's going to be painful for a while. To the extent that they can bring in a lot of the expertise that's already been developed in organizations like ours, but also in all of the operators that have been already facing all of these problems around the world, I think that's going to help them a lot in that market. Well, I think mobile is absolutely key and critical. There's no way around it. We're a mobile-obsessed market at this point. This isn't like back in 2004 where, the iPhone hadn't even been released yet. You didn't have smartphones in the world. We all live off of our smartphones, and that is going to be the core to the market, I believe. And so those who execute well around mobile will win. Those who don't, I think, will be left in the dust. Well, the first thing is the level of excitement here is just sort of addictive. It really does remind me of going back to like 2004 in Europe, when a lot of the initial public offerings were coming out and the industry was really hitting a mainstream and a real pace to it. There was so much excitement in that market at that time, and this feels like almost reliving that right now. It's really, really great to see. But it also stands out that there are a lot of challenges here. There are a lot of things that are not sorted out yet. Just the relationships between all of the different stakeholders and parties haven't been ironed out. Everybody's still trying to figure that out, and that's exciting also. Because there is so much work to do there. But you can see that the light at the end of the tunnel is really bright. Boy, I wish I had that crystal ball. I think obviously you're just going to see, individual components of regulatory issues being ironed out as we go along. Certainly, the industry will be more mature even 6 months from now. There are a lot of organizations here that are just literally starting. They haven't even got their software put together yet, and maybe 6 months from now, you're seeing more of those groups that are actually mature enough to come to market. So it's only going to get more exciting by the time we get to that show.